Alright, so I'm going to be doing a review of Good Boy Volume 2. This was another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again. I read and reviewed Volume 1, I'd say about several days ago, actually. So here we are once again, talking about Good Boy. And just to catch everybody up on what this comic is about, Good Boy is basically a John Wick parody. At least that was the first volume, where in there, this dog by the name of Flint Sparks, his owner, John, was killed by rival mercenaries, and he goes on a basically 3-issue wild ride, killing all of them in brutal fashion. And it's the artwork is cartoony and everything else. But the story, essentially, like, the story is, it's just a John Wick parody. And that was one of the things I kind of talked about, where it was, like, too dependent on being a John Wick parody rather than doing anything different. And that was kind of what kind of let me down in some places, was that, again, it was just trying a little too hard to be, like, just a John Wick parody. So, yeah. So I did say that, like, one of the things I was kind of hoping for Volume 2 was that it was going to be a little different. And it is. But there are some things that do still, like, there are some things that do still bother me about this whole matter. So this story, basically, John has ended his revenge tour, which is weird because I distinctly remember at the end of Volume 1, it sounded like there was, like, the parody of the High Table he was going after next, but I guess he just decided to quit. And he decides to go to a commune called the Farm. However, this commune called the Farm is a home for, like, soldier dog, anthropomorphic soldier dogs, and they're all former soldiers who have now just kind of wanted a life of peace. But one of the members, Abraham, one of his teammates, by the name of Tucker, has come in with a squad of other dogs and killed and attacked the commune. Flint went there to get some relaxation, but now he's kind of thrown into this situation where he now has to fight alongside the other marked dogs of the farm that survived and find out why Tucker did this. I, again, really love the action of this book. I love how... It's going to sound weird, but I love how the cartooniness of the characters really does play, like, a really good part in it. Like, it really does play a... it really does play, like, a solid marriage of the two. I couldn't think of a better word. So I like that. I also like how they basically say it's kind of like, anthropomorphic dogs just exist alongside humans. It's all good. The violence and how it pairs with the cartooniness of the artwork, it really does work. The one thing, though, and this is the biggest flaw, is that this doesn't feel like Flint Sparks' book. This really doesn't feel like his comic. This feels more like like he's almost like the backseat character for most of the comic. And keep in mind, this one is 4 issues long as opposed to Volume 1, which was like a 3-issue comic. So it does feel like this is more Abraham's story. And while Abraham is a pretty interesting character, and thankfully with one more issue we get to flesh out more of the story, we come to see this guy, Flint Sparks, and he feels like a supporting character in a lot of his own comic, and that's not how you should, like, at least that's how it felt to me at the very least. And I'm like, that's not how you should really write a comic, honestly. That really doesn't feel how it should be like a comic. But yeah, the story itself, the villain Tucker, he reminds me a lot of Rourke from Atlantis: The Lost Empire. This intense, soldier / mercenary who will do anything he can to get the job done. Pretty cool villain. I also like the Nam flashbacks that we get throughout the story. I really like that. I have this feeling that the writer, Garrett Gunn, probably took a lot of inspiration from, like, Wolverine and Sabretooth from the old Weapon X comics. That's what it at least feels like to me, is that I feel like Garrett Gunn would really like to write Wolverine and Sabretooth in those days. Or Punisher the Nam. Something of that nature. All in all, It's an alright book. Again, the character really it really does feel like this, it feels more like it's expanding that universe, which is cool, but the character of our main character, Flint Sparks, really doesn't feel like his own, like, he feels more of a supporting character in his own story. And hopefully, like, with future, if I read more of these Good Boy comics, hopefully that won't be the case. But still, do I recommend Good Boy Volume 2? Yeah, I feel like this does have a lot of, despite my misgivings about the whole main character feels like a supporting character, this feels like a more fleshed out universe and doesn't just feel like it's trying way too hard to be just a John Wick parody for the lulz. It actually feels like there's merit to this, and yeah, I kind of want to see more of this universe. I wouldn't mind seeing more of this universe expanded in some capacity. Anyway, thank you again, Chris, for the comic, and if you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read this volume of Good Boy, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.